So the Game Awards 2023, the official nominees, just came out today on Monday, November 13th. We're going to check them out, see what all the nominees are for everything, because this year's been an insane year for video games in general. It's been a really crazy year. Lots of video games have came out. I'm very interested to see everything. I've seen the Game of the Year nominees. I know what I'm voting for. So let's look into everything and see what there is. Let me know what you guys voted for. But let's go into the nominees and actively vote throughout this video on exactly what I want to vote for. So for the Game of the Year award, I found this very interesting because I did not expect actually for Mario Wonder and Tears of the Kingdom to both be in here. I actually thought that over Mario Wonder we would get like Starfield because it's a Bethesda game. I don't believe that it deserves to be in the Game of the Year award personally, but because it's Bethesda, I kind of expected it, or maybe Hogwarts Legacy. And there was a couple other games that came out that were really good this year as well. But we got Zelda and Mario in the Game of the Year category, as well as Resident Evil 4 Remake, Spider-Man 2, Baldur's Gate 3, and Alan Wake 2. Alan Wake 2 is the only one, well, Baldur's Gate 3 as well, I have not checked out. But I've heard a lot of big things about Baldur's Gate 3, a lot of good things. Personally, it's not quite my cup of tea because I'm not huge on turn-based stuff. I'm more of a Diablo guy. But for me personally, I did some big thoughts on this. I thought about it for a little bit between Spider-Man 2 and Zelda. I played over 200 hours of Zelda. Spider-Man 2, I've only played once so far because I'm waiting on New Game Plus. I'm just waiting on New Game Plus, and then I'm going to play it through a second, maybe third time as well. But every time I go back to Zelda, I have fun, and I just really, really love that game. It's like my favorite Zelda game of all time, up there with Wind Waker as my favorite, and so much better than Breath of the Wild, in my opinion, with both the sky, islands, and the underground, and everything ran well, and the story was much better than Breath of the Wild. It was a lot stronger. So for my Game of the Year, it's Zelda Tears of the Kingdom. Now we're going to keep voting and go to the next category. I know nothing about all the other categories. All I seen was the Game of the Year nominees. So Best Game Direction, awarded for outstanding creative vision and innovation in game direction and design. I think that's Mario Wonder. Because for creative vision and innovation in a game, I really think that this changed up the 2D platforming game genre. Like, I really think that this game right here did a lot of innovation for the future of 2D games with the things that it did versus Baldur's Gate 3. I know the other two are older. I don't know a lot about it, so that's kind of unfair. Alan Wake I've never played, but innovation, Spider-Man is it did some innovating. It added a couple things, which is really cool, such as the wings and a couple different swing things that made it even more fun. And Zelda also gave us new mechanics as well. But I'm going to go with Mario Wonder, 100% best game direction, because of its innovation and design. Like, the creativity in this game is absolutely insane. So I'm giving it to Super Mario Bros. Wonder 100% for that one. Best narrative, for outstanding storytelling and narrative development in a game. So here's the thing. Have not played the Cyberpunk DLC. I want to. Still have not. Haven't found the time. And I have not played these two games. But, so that's kind of unfair for me, since I haven't played all of these. But storytelling and narrative, it's between these two, because they're the only ones I played. And I would love to vote for this one because the story is also phenomenal and amazing, but I am absolutely giving Spider-Man 2 my vote here, as I love that story so much. I think it was stronger than the first game and Miles Morales, and I think they pulled it off very, very well. Best art direction, for outstanding creative and or technical achievements in artistic design and animation. Ooh. So I'm not going to give this to Zelda because the art design and everything is exactly like Breath of the Wild. So I'm not going to give it to Zelda. Creative and or technical achievement in artistic design and animation. I feel like Hi-Fi Rush deserves this one. I played a little bit of Hi-Fi Rush. I love Liza P. Really great game. What I played so far, it's insane. Very, very great game. But when it comes to art design and animation, similar to Souls games, you know. And Mario Wonder, I love the art design, and I love the animation and the way the characters' personalities pop and everything. But if you look at Hi-Fi Rush and the way that its art direction is, I really think it's very, very beautiful and well done. So I'm gonna have to give it to Hi-Fi Rush for best art direction, because I feel like that's one of those. It's just a really beautiful looking game, and it's very creative and cool in its own way. Best score and music. Come on now. Come on now. Final Fantasy 16. If this doesn't win best soundtrack of the year, I will be shocked. Listen, I don't know the soundtrack to these two. I don't. I do for these, because I did play a little bit of Hi-Fi Rush. But this game, Final Fantasy 16, the music during the boss fights in this game blew me away. So personally, Final Fantasy 16 easily deserves to win best score and music. 100%. I don't care. The rest of these, no, it's Final Fantasy 16. It's Final Fantasy 16 all the way. If it doesn't win best score / music, I will be really surprised, because that music is just so good. It's so good. Best audio design, recognizing the best in-game audio and sound design. So I have not played Dead Space Remake as well. I just never found the time to, because there's been so many games between the end of last year into this year, catching up playing different things that had released. I wanted to. I don't know much about Alan Wake, so again, unfair for me not knowing much about Alan Wake, so I can't really give it to that. So best audio design, I'm gonna vote Resident Evil 4 remake. I'd love it to give it to Spider-Man 2, but I don't know. I'm gonna give RE4 a vote here. I'm gonna give RE4 a vote here. I think it deserves at least one vote out of me, because that's a really, really excellent game for sure. Best performance. Okay, so we got Ben Starr from Final Fantasy 16. That is a really, really good one. That is a really good one. Cameron Monaghan, Jedi Survivor, of course. Idris Elba, Cyberpunk 2077, Phantom Liberty. I have not played that yet. I know these two. I played these two. Alan Wake 2, like I said, I have not played that one. Baldur's Gate 3, I have not played that one. Yuri Lowenthal, Spider-Man 2. It's between these two personally for me, because I think he did a pretty good job as the main character of Final Fantasy 16 as well. I'm going to give it to Yuri. I'm going to give it to Yuri Lowenthal. I don't know, why not? Innovation in accessibility. Recognizing software and or hardware that is pushing the medium forward by adding features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So pushing the medium forward, adding features, content to help gameplay be played and enjoyed by an even wider audience. So this, I want to say maybe Street Fighter 6. Features, technology, and content to help games be played and enjoyed by a wider audience. I want to say Street Fighter 6 because of the single player aspect and the creative character that they did, and the different extra little modes and things that they added, which was extra features and the content that they added in this game. I want to say that I'm going to give it to Street Fighter 6 because I think they were branching out to a wider audience with the different modes and things that they were adding in Street Fighter 6 and the creativity they added into Street Fighter 6. So I think Street Fighter 6 deserves that vote. So I'm going to give that one to Street Fighter 6. Games for impact, for a thought-provoking game with a pro-social meaning or message. Sure. I don't know any of those. I don't know any of those. Best ongoing, outstanding development of ongoing content that involves the player's experience over time. So I don't play any of these aside from Cyberpunk I played, but I have not played the DLC. Like I said, and I heard that it was really, really good. I think Final Fantasy 14 or Genshin Impact's probably going to win this. Fortnite could, but I'm gonna go ahead and give that one. If I'm being completely honest, I guess I'll... Fortnite does a good job with things. I guess I'll give it to... I'm going to give it to Final Fantasy. I think they won it last year. I don't know. To be fair, I don't play it, but I know that its ongoing content is really impressive. So that's why I decided to vote for it. Best community support. For outstanding community support, transparency, and responsiveness, inclusive of social media activity, game updates, patches. No Man's Sky, I think, won once before. Poor Bungie with what's going on over there. I mean, probably still No Man's Sky. I don't know. I'm gonna go with Baldur's Gate 3. I feel like they're probably really knowing what the fans have to say with feedback and stuff like that. So I'm gonna give Baldur's Gate a vote. I'm gonna give Baldur's Gate a vote. Why not? Best independent game for outstanding creative and technical achievements in a game made outside the traditional publisher system. I also don't know any of these. Maybe I just don't play enough of these small indie titles. Oh wait, Sea of Stars. I know what Sea of Stars is. I will vote. Okay, I 100% definitely had to sneeze. Anyways, Sea of Stars for that. Best debut indie game. For the best debut game created by a new independent studio. Best debut indie game. I think Pizza Tower. I've heard a lot about Pizza Tower. That's still something that I would like to check out at some point. I don't know any of these other ones. So Pizza Tower is the one that I'm giving my vote to because it's clearly pretty popular. Best mobile game. I do not play mobile games. Honkai Star Rail is probably going to win. Monster Hunter now doesn't look like anything very special. It looks okay. For me, I mean, it's Final Fantasy VII Ever Crisis. Again, I don't play these games because I'm really not a mobile gamer person. But this is one that I even have thought about checking out in some kind of way through my PC, if I can figure that out. If I ever have the time, this is something that I am interested in playing because I love Final Fantasy VII. So Final Fantasy VII gets my vote, I guess, because why not? Best VR AR experience. Okay, this has got to be between these two. I heard this is pretty good. It looked pretty good. It was a PSVR 2 launch title. Resident Evil Village VR though, like that's awesome. So I'm hands down giving it to that. Hands down. For sure. We're about halfway through the votes right now. Best action game. Best game in the action genre focused primarily on combat. Ooh, action game genre focused primarily on combat. Okay, I have not played Armored Core 6. I heard it's really good and really tough. It looks pretty fun. It does. Hi-Fi Rush. It's pretty fun in its own way. Remnant 2 I have not played. Ghost Runner 2 have not played. But Dead Island 2, I think that deserves my vote. I have had so much fun with Dead Island 2. I loved playing that game. It lived up to the near decade wait, I feel like, because it was just... It went through 3 developers, and I feel like this game really was something that definitely deserved... it deserves a vote from me because I really enjoyed it, and I think for it to be in a category, best action game, especially because I only played Hi-Fi Rush. I've watched people play Armored Core 6, but this game is so much fun when you're playing co-op with someone. It's actually insane. So Dead Island 2 is absolutely getting best action game for me. It deserves my vote for sure. Best action adventure game, combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. Ooh. Alan Wake 2 I have not played, again, but I played these 4. Combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. The traversal in Spider-Man 2 is amazing. It is incredibly good. And the combat is incredibly good. As for puzzle solving, there's not a lot. Well, there's a little bit, but not anything too crazy. Resident Evil 4 doesn't really have a lot of that, and RE4 Remake is also a remake, so that's not going to get my vote. Star Wars Jedi Survivor I enjoyed, but it was overshadowed by a lot of other games that came out this year, so I feel like that doesn't get my vote. So we're talking between Zelda and Spider-Man 2 right now. Combat and traversal. Well, combat in Tears of the Kingdom is just like Breath of the Wild. Traversal is the same as well, but puzzle solving is a different story. Puzzle solving is definitely better in Tears of the Kingdom than in Breath of the Wild. So voting between these two, because Zelda was all my game of the year, I feel like Spider-Man 2 deserves another one of my votes for best action adventure. I feel like best action adventure, I absolutely think Spider-Man 2 deserves my vote here for combining combat with traversal and puzzle solving. There wasn't a lot of puzzle solving, but again, combining combat with traversal, the traversal and the combat in Spider-Man 2 is so fun. I loved everything about it. So we're voting for Spider-Man 2 instead of Tears of the Kingdom right here for best action adventure. I believe Spider-Man 2 deserves some love in the Game Awards. I can't say it'll win Game of the Year, but I think it deserves some love in other categories for sure. Best RPG. Best game designed with rich player character customization and progression, including massively multiplayer experiences. Well, none of these are really none of them are multiplayer, but best RPG. Well, Starfield's kind of mid. That's like a 6 out of 10 average, give or take. Some people might rate it higher, and that's fine, but I just think it's Fallout in space, and the story's kind of subpar and stuff, so not that. Sea of Stars, have not played. I have not played that. I'm sorry. It's not really my thing, you know, the style of it. Baldur's Gate 3, also not quite my thing. So it's between these two as for best RPG. And here's the thing. Final Fantasy 16 doesn't really feel like an RPG. There's no magic. The leveling up system's a little bit weird. And it's just a lot different than your average RPG. So, listen, I haven't finished this game yet. But best RPG, plus it was made by an indie developer. I fully think Liza P deserves this vote for best RPG. And I hope it wins best RPG. I really, really do. Best fighting. It's between two. We all know this. We all know this. I should have thought about this a little bit more. We all know it's coming down to Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter 6. I don't even know what God of Rock is, and I don't know what Pocket Bravery is. We know Nick All-Star Brawl 2 is at least an okay game, but we all know it's between these two right here, fighting to the death for best fighting game of the year. And Mortal Kombat 1 is so much fun, but I think where it lacks is, I don't want to get anyone upset. Not necessarily not having the crypt, but I'm not a big fan of the other mode that they have in the game outside of the single player story. But playing online is fun. The characters are a ton of fun and all that. Street Fighter 6 is also really, really good too. But the single player is even better. Well, the story is not anything too special. The story in Mortal Kombat 1 is amazing. But if we're talking like gameplay, I'm having a hard time here because I really, really, really enjoy both. Mortal Kombat 1, it does some things for me with the tag system that is just a lot of fun. And then Street Fighter 6, mixing in an easier way for people to play, the character customization, the customizable moves that you can do, the colors, all of that, like the design of the game. A lot of things there are really, really unique and cool and so much better and such a huge improvement over the previous Street Fighter title. Whereas Mortal Kombat 1, although it's a much better game than Mortal Kombat 11 when it comes to its gameplay aspects with the tag system, it still has vibes of Mortal Kombat 11, you know, if you know what I'm saying. Street Fighter 6 is a lot different than Street Fighter 5 in a lot of ways. And maybe I'm crazy here saying these things. Maybe I am. Maybe I am. And will I regret this vote? I don't know. But I am voting for Street Fighter 6 over Mortal Kombat 1 as best fighting game. Again, if you like Mortal Kombat more, that's fine. I love both so much. So this is very hard. This is very, very tough. So I'm going to just go with Street Fighter 6 because this is a very hard decision to choose between Mortal Kombat and Street Fighter in the same year. And both are absolute bangers. Both are absolute bangers. Both are really, really good games. So I'm just going to go Street Fighter 6. I'm going to go Street Fighter 6. That's my fighting game of the year over Mortal Kombat 1. Call me crazy if you like. Both are very, very good. Best family game for best game appropriate for family play irrespective of genre and or platform? Disney Illusion Island, no. Party Animals. Oh, Party Animals is really good. Even though I haven't played it, that's a really good game. Pikmin 4, that's a good choice. Sonic Superstars. Let's be real here. If we're talking best family game, especially if you can play it with your family or with your kids or just everyone together kind of thing, and friends and all that, absolutely Mario Wonder. Absolutely Mario Wonder. 100% Mario Wonder, and I hope it wins that category. Best sim/strategy game, focused real-time turn-based simulation, strategy, gameplay. I completely forgot about Advance Wars this year. I completely forgot about that. Real-time or turn-based simulation or strategy gameplay, irrespective of platform. So this is, for me, going to go between Pikmin 4 and Advance Wars 1 and 2. Again, I have not played either one. I've watched people play them, though. And that's enough for me to understand which one I should vote for here. Best sim/strategy. Is Pikmin 4 really much of a, like, strategy game, though? I don't know. Real-time or turn-based simulation. Maybe I should vote for Pikmin 4, but I'm going to give that to Advance Wars 1 and 2. I'm going to give that to Advance Wars. Best sports/racing. I don't know much about it. I liked the first Hot Wheels Unleashed. Forza's okay. I'm going to go Hot Wheels Unleashed 2. Probably won't win, but that's what I'm going for. Best multiplayer. For outstanding online multiplayer gameplay and design, including co-op, massive multiplayer experiences, irrespective of the game genre or platform. Best multiplayer. Mario Wonder's in here? Wow. Best multiplayer. That might end up going to Baldur's Gate 3. But these are the two, for me, personally, that I've played. And I've had the most fun, probably with Mario Wonder. So for best multiplayer, I feel like these aren't going to win. I feel like it's going to be between these two. And I think it's going to be Baldur's Gate 3. But I'm going to give Mario Wonder best multiplayer. Call me crazy, but I really do think that Mario Wonder is just that great. Best adaptation. Oh, so like faithful, authentic adapts a video game to another entertainment medium, whether it be animation or live action. I actually haven't watched this Castlevania. I watched the original series and loved it. I didn't realize that this released, so I'm gonna have to check that out. Gran Turismo, I have not watched. I think I heard mixed things on that. Last of Us is pretty good, but I never finished it. But Twisted Metal, I have not watched as well. It's something that I would like to watch at some point. But easy Mario movie. Easy Mario movie. I hope it wins. Most anticipated game for gaming moving forward. You got Final Fantasy VII Rebirth, Hades 2, Like a Dragon, Infinite Wealth, Star Wars Outlaws. I completely forgot about that game. And Tekken 8. Easy. Final Fantasy VII Rebirth. Easy. That was an easy vote. Content Creator of the Year. I don't know any of them. Well, let's quackity. I don't know. Best esports game. Let's go with Valorant. Sure. I played that like a year and a half ago, a little bit. Best esports athlete. Boom. Boom. I don't know. You got my vote, sir. I don't even know who you are. Best esports team. Boom. That one. Best esports coach. Boom. That one. Best esports event. Evo, because that's the only one that I know of and care about. Okay. All right, well, that's gonna do. So yeah, a couple of those were really hard for me to actually vote for, and I'm really interested to know what your game of the year is, what your favorite on certain categories is. What is your pick for best fighting game of the year between Mortal Kombat 1 and Street Fighter 6? That is something I'm really interested in, what your reasoning is for one over the other, because both are really, really good. And I really wanted to vote for Mortal Kombat 1. I really did. I loved the story mode so much in that game. And the gameplay is really great, and it's much better than Mortal Kombat 11 in certain ways because of the tag system. It's a lot more fun, and there's a lot more you can do between character combinations and stuff. But Street Fighter 6 is also unique in its own ways with the character creator, with the things you can do with the character creator, which is absolutely insane. The combat, the colors, the art design, it's all really, really great. But yeah, those are my personal votes. Let me know some of your thoughts below. Let me know some of your votes. I voted for Zelda for Game of the Year. I'm sorry. I wanted I don't mind. They all deserve it. They all deserve it. But anyways, guys, thanks so much for watching this video. If you liked this video and enjoyed my thoughts on the Game Awards 2023, hit that like button, subscribe to the channel if you are new here. Thanks so much for watching. Let me know your comments down below on the Game Awards 2023 and what you think is going to happen. And I will see you guys all in the next video. Peace.